We are in Bangkok in Movenpick Hotel in Sukhumvit Soi 15 in the heart of the city, and we have the pleasure to have with us Mr. Sudhakaran, who is the general manager of the hotel.
Thank you, and likewise.
Thank you for being with us.
Absolutely, our pleasure.
So, first of all, I would like to ask you about the hospitality scene here in Bangkok.
Sure.
New hotels, new concepts are evolving very frequently.
Yes.
Every month you can see something new is coming up.
Popping up, yeah.
So how Movenpick in Bangkok, in Sukhumvit 15, how you differentiate your services, how you position yourself to manage and handle all this competition?
Yeah. Bangkok has been in the news for the right reasons. As such, Thailand has been in the news for the right reasons. After COVID, it's been a great recovery, a boom in terms of how tourism has been here. And to cater to that demand, of course, there's been enough of brands, enough of hotels, enough of keys coming across too. As far as Bangkok is concerned, yes, there is culture, there is nightlife, there is food, there is entertainment, and much more for individual travelers as well as families to kind of have, right from a 1 or 2 night stay to as good as a 10-night stay, right? So as far as Movenpick Bangkok Sukhumvit 15, our hotel is concerned, we've been a part of Accor since the past 4 years, since the Accor brand took over Movenpick.
Yes.
And coming from a DNA of Swiss hospitality, the hotel, of course, has its, the brand, of course, has its footprints across the globe, which also gives us a great brand recall when it comes to being in such a competitive market. So one of the differentiations is, of course, being a Swiss hospitality chain, which is already well known to the global travelers across the world. So that gives it one additional incentive of being in a very competitive market. And secondly, Accor taking over this brand has absolutely improved our distribution when it comes to garnering customers from different bases across. So when it comes to our hotel, as you can see, we are located in one of the most centrally busy areas of Bangkok, which is also one of the most searched areas.
But at the same time, you're in a very quiet environment. You are not in the noisy part of the city, let's say.
That's an advantage for us because when I look at our review scores, our guests actually rate our location as one of the best because we are in Sukhumvit, but we are very centrally located from the Nana as well as the Asok BTS, as well as the Sukhumvit MRT, which are the easiest modes of transportation in a busy city like this, which is always traffic driven. And when you look at the vibrant nightlife, it's actually a stone's throw away from the hotel, because while this lane could be deceiving and quiet, just parallel about 100 meters to both sides is where all the action is. So that's how this hotel becomes the favorite amongst individuals, backpackers, high-end, as well as families with kids, because there's entertainment, there's approach for all kinds of travelers within one group. So that's the advantage that we have, because in a busy environment, we are still in a quieter lane.
So one of the most favorite topics this period is sustainability initiatives.
Correct. Yeah.
Especially for the travel and hospitality industry. So what is your strategies for this?
Yes, a responsible tourism and sustainability is one of the key factors, because the guests today are very informed and very responsible, and they kind of look at these minute aspects of experiences that they garner. And Accor as a brand has launched Green Globe as one of our certification initiatives, which is a third-party, very recognized program. And we are also a part of the Green Globe. This year we would be having our first-time certification. So that's one of the reasons. Small touches that the guest could see when they come across to the hotel is there's nowhere that you can see single use plastic available. Whether it's the straws, the plates that we use, the cutlery, anywhere you wouldn't find that. Even the flings, I know the plastic usage is completely nil, single-use plastic. Also, we moved to glass bottles long time back. So that's another way of cutting across too. And if you stay with us, you would see that there are no more disposable wet amenities in the washrooms. They're all wall-mounted, usable ones. So these are smaller initiatives. But on a larger front, yes, there is much more in terms of your lighting, heating, energy saving initiatives and energy saving audits. So there are various platforms that Accor also kind of assist us in using, which includes internal auditing to get
and
to this.
Waste management is a very big issue also for hotels.
Absolutely. Of course, we've companies which support us with that as well. But from a smaller level, if you ask us, there is a sense of responsibility put across to all our artists. Our artists are our employees that we call across. So our waste management starts right from our staff cafeteria, right? And when it comes to waste management, what we realize also is, since we cater to a global array of customers, the food patterns and the food consumption patterns are not the same throughout the year. Certain months we have a lot of Middle East, certain months we have a lot of Europeans, then the Indian Ocean, the Pacific comes across too. So our menu engineering, menu designing is also based on that, based on the behavioral patterns too. And Movenpick as a brand is very well known, popular among kids. So we have a lot of little guests also. So our food designing, menu engineering is also based on that, so that we can minimize the wastage of consumption, basically, because food is wasted when it is not liked or it is not palatable to a certain palate. So we try to kind of match it across with data. So that's how it is. We also use some digital platforms, AI platforms, in terms of our in-room dining, which help us in terms of kind of understanding what's selling well, what's not selling well. So these things kind of help us, of course. And shelf life is what we look at in terms of what we put across on the table.
Absolutely.
So, that's all together.
Talk to me a little bit about your customer mix in terms of geographical, all markets, which markets you are targeting mostly, and in terms of the type of travelers you receive.
Correct. So, as we spoke about earlier, being in this SOE 15 that we are in, right, on our right-hand side is more of the hospitals, the entertainment, the nightlife, the street food options which are available, and on my left-hand side is more of shopping arcades and malls, and then it expands across too. So we've been fortunate to have a good mix, a mixed bag of customers. So it ranges from European to the Middle East, and in certain months, of course, we have. Most of the months we do have a good amount of Asian guests, but also at least about 4 to 5 months we have the Indian, Indian and the Pakistan and all of that segments also working for us. Primarily it is European for us right now, but we keep seeing the changes on and off. Middle East, of course, is popular because Movenpick as a brand is very well known. They are very well established. So it's like that. And then there are certain seasonal elements that play to it as well. It could be holidays, it could be, how the pattern of business and travel happens in those countries. And with new airlines coming into the country, right? That also is opening doors to a lot of opportunity for us. Good part is almost 93 countries have visa-free entry to Thailand. And that always gives us an opportunity.
Yes.
That's always giving us an opportunity to kind of, source for new markets. So it's always a adventure.
In a way, you have a big responsibility in regards of the level of services you're providing, because you have from one hand the Thai hospitality with a good reputation, on the other hand the Swiss hospitality. So how you manage? We know that there is a lack sometimes for quality level staff.
Correct.
How are you dealing with this, and how you manage to handle the staff, especially after COVID period, that a lot of people, they left the industry?
So the pandemic, of course, was harming to the industry in a large scale, almost like. So a lot of our young talent had kind of lost hope, I would say, and moved into different industries. But with hotel industry booming back, we see that good talent is coming back as well. As far as our company is concerned, we are about more than 50 hotels in Bangkok itself. So there's always an internal talent pool that we kind of exchange across to.
Rotating
across too, because most of them are spent across, and it's a reputed company, it's growing across. So we kind of have the boon of getting that talent into it. there is heavy investment at the unit level, at the hotel level, as well as the brand level when it comes to learning and development. Because a few things that kind of ticks back people. One is the culture of the company. One is the learning and development opportunities that they have, the city they are in, and if there are growth opportunities for them within. So that kind of helps us to, of course, there are attrition happening because there are new hotels also coming up. So there's always an interchange. But today we are in a stage where the experienced are learning from the new generation, and there's a mutual interest exchange, which is good because as our age group of guests are also very varied. We have people from, we have guests from 3 years on a recognizable age to 80 years. So our mix of talent kind of caters to all of that.
Speaking about guests again, they are very experienced now. After so many years of tourism development, and the expectations are changing, evolving. Especially after COVID, few things have changed. So, what is your observation there? What is the new profile of the current travelers, and how you address to them?
When COVID happened and we were just getting back to it, we expected that things would completely change across in terms of how the customer behavior would be. But as and when years are passing by, we are seeing that yes, the pattern, there would be minor changes to it. But if I look at the overall picture of how we do business, 80% of the core values are still remaining across. Yes, it's become more digital. When I look at the commercial point of view, our business pattern has become more digital. And guests are actually very well informed. They have a lot of options too. So in that pattern, yes, distribution has become very important in today's world. So that aspect is definitely on. Hotels have learned a lot from COVID more than, because we become more flexible and the guest expectation is put across on the front while we are able to see that we don't make too many changes to the core structure of how we work across.
All right.
So when I say that it starts from the packages that we launch. So it depending on the seasonality, depending on the need of the hour, our packages that we kind of sell across also changes. This was not the case before COVID. Before COVID, you would see that a lot of hotels would have a set way of having a bed and breakfast, maybe, or not having or having only rooms. Now that was the only thing, and that would run seasonality wise. But today we have every month is a season that we look at. It's about extraction about what's the best, because we've got it's opening up to new arrays of guests. So that's how it is. As far as ordering is concerned, we used to go back across to online. But still there are guests who would like to flip a page and order a menu. So those things have come back as well. So it's two worlds living together now. Pre-COVID and post-COVID is living together in the hotel industry, whether it's hoteliers or whether it's guests. So it's a mix of both.
Last but not least, I would like to ask you a question about the future. So the Tourism Authority of Thailand and the Airport Organization of Thailand, they have big plans for tourism in this country.
Sure.
They are speaking for expanding the capacity of the airport to 80 million passengers.
Fantastic,
from the 40 million now. So what is going to happen in the future in the hospitality industry of Thailand, and how you are preparing for this future?
Yeah, so first let me answer the first question, which is what is going to happen for the future of hospitality in Thailand. I think it's going to boom across. It's a very positive news, because Thailand, for a lot of people, ended up in Bangkok or Phuket or maybe a Krabi. The rest of Thailand was never across known to, or would be known to certain geographies in the world, not to everybody.
Sure.
So with the airport expanding, is definitely going to bring in a lot of new customers across to places such as Hua Hin or Khao Lak or Khao Yai and many other places which are in and around to Bangkok. Also, what it does is, apart from a few destinations, very handful of destinations, the rest of them were only a weekend destination. So it's going to balance out that across to bringing a healthy economy. I would think that I would say that it will also help to improve the average rates of Thailand. When you look at other markets like Dubai and Singapore, right, the average rates have really gone up, and it's multiplying. Whereas supply is almost the same or within that. So those are more mature markets. Now I think this initiative will also make Bangkok, or I mean Thailand, a mature market, which is very much needed. The government's initiatives in terms of putting across culture, putting across festivals in the front, rather than having a stereotype image of what Thailand is.
Yeah.
These are things which will come across too, and I think it's pretty positive. Hotels are gearing up. We are, gearing up with our vision and mission changing every time to kind of cope up with that.
Yeah.
So that's how I look at it right now.
Thank you very much. Excellent.
Thank you.
Thank you for your insights.
Pleasure. Thanks talking to you. Fantastic. See you.